Time now for an update from Fox Carolina News and Fox Carolina Weather. Weather rates certified most accurate.
Good afternoon. I'm Cody Alcorn. Hope you're having a good Monday so far. We now have a hurricane, and we'll get to Bob Trihey in just a moment to see more about this hurricane and how it will affect the Carolinas later this week. Right now, let's head to foxcarolina.com. Look at some of our top stories right now. The Anderson County Sheriff's Office trying to identify this guy right here, and you can see him inside a convenience store. This man is wanted for a shooting earlier this month in the Iva area. They also released a picture of his vehicle as well. It is a burnt orange color Nissan. There's a look at it right there. This was captured shortly after that shooting between the 18th and 19th. The sheriff's office says this guy was trailing a vehicle when he started shooting at that vehicle, and at least one of those shots hit the passenger inside that vehicle. Unclear on the status of the condition of the person that was shot, but obviously they did survive. But this is a look at that suspect. Anyone who might recognize this guy is being asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC. And again, that is in response to a shooting earlier this month in Anderson County. Of course, you can see our countdown to Election Day as 7 days and 16 hours away. We are a week away from election, folks, and we have all the things you need to know, including the latest. Mike Pence, the vice president, coming to Greenville tomorrow. We'll have full coverage of that as well. He'll be at the Donaldson Center there, of course, coming to help with Senator Graham's reelection bid as well. And he is actually making headlines because several of his aides have tested positive for COVID-19. But as of this morning, the vice president and his wife, Karen, have tested negative so far for COVID-19. So we're following the very latest on that. And of course, we have an entire U-Decide 2020 section right next to our countdown to election clock. And you can find out the very latest. We could see a Supreme Court justice talking about Amy Coney Barrett. She could be nominated as early as tonight. She could be confirmed, I should say. So we'll have continuing coverage right here. And of course, more on the vice president's visit to Greenville tomorrow, right there at foxcarolina.com. Let's check in, though, with Bob Trihey. He is in for Chief Meteorologist Kendra Kent. We can see behind the tropics tracker is on, and Bob, you'd said there is a hurricane now.
Yes, it is official, Cody. As of 3:15 this afternoon, a brand new hurricane, and that is Zeta. You can see on the tropics tracker right now with sustained winds of 80 miles per hour. It is a healthy looking hurricane now bearing down on the Yucatan Peninsula. They just had a hurricane a few weeks ago, and that continues to move to the northwest at 10 miles per hour. So we'll track it out. It moves over the Yucatan for tonight as a Category 1 hurricane. Could weaken a little bit, but then regenerate into a hurricane again as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico. It turns from the northwest to the north as we go into Wednesday. And can you believe it? Another landfalling storm, hurricane or tropical storm right now, we think, on Wednesday. If it does make landfall across Louisiana, it should be a minimal hurricane, Category 1, and still a tropical storm across Alabama. Then it heads our way as a remnant low as we go into Thursday. You can see how it tracks right over the mountains, and that's a problem because we could be looking at some very heavy rain at that time. But for this evening, things are pretty dry. We're looking at, we'll call it mostly cloudy skies. There could be a few areas of drizzle, but all in all, just looking at mostly cloudy skies. Watch out for fog late tonight into Tuesday morning, and we'll call it mostly cloudy. One last dry day for your Tuesday. For the upstate this evening, temperatures falling from the 60s into the upper 50s late tonight, mostly cloudy areas of fog. And for the mountains, we're looking at temperatures dipping from the 70s, 60s, eventually into the 50s. Watch out for some of that fog by tomorrow morning. For continuing coverage on Zeta and all of your news, make sure you check us out beginning 4:30 in the morning on the morning news and the following newscasts also on our Fox Carolina News app, Facebook.com, and YouTube.com as well. Have a great evening.